Guys, in this video, I'll be showing you how to use a shampoo brush to cleanse your scalp and hair, whilst also simultaneously massaging your scalp to help improve hair health. Stay tuned. Hey guys, Leon here and welcome to the Hairguard YouTube channel. Now, you might have seen these brushes advertised on Instagram or social media already, and they come with a lot of strong claims. Today, we'll be separating fact from fiction and telling you exactly how they work and how to use them. Now guys, just before we get into the video, you can get yourself one of these brushes for just a few dollars by clicking the link in the description. It's definitely worth getting one, they last a lifetime, and they're very effective. They also feel pretty awesome. Now the great thing about a silicone shampoo brush is that you hit two birds with one stone. Not only can you wash your hair, but you can also improve blood flow through massaging the scalp, feeding the hair follicle with the nutrients that they need to grow. Guys, I'm not just saying this, but if you're serious about getting your healthy hair back and you want to take a scientific approach that doesn't involve nasty side effects, then using one of these silicone shampoo brushes is a no-brainer. Now the only downside is that these brushes are addictive. They feel awesome. You probably won't want to wash your hair with your hands ever again. And if you forget your brush on holiday, you might be annoyed. Again, you can order one by clicking the link in the description. So we'll be looking at the science around using a shampoo brush and how it can help improve hair growth. Then I'll be sharing a tutorial on how you can use it to get the best possible results. As always guys, you can find timestamps in the description below. So how exactly does a shampoo brush work? Well, there are many benefits to using a shampoo brush over your hands and fingernails. So let's break each of these benefits down now, and let's also take a look at the relevant science. The first thing that it does is it spreads shampoo evenly. This means that you can get away with using slightly less shampoo than if you were using your fingers. Now guys, this is particularly important if you're using a standard shampoo bought from the supermarket. To be entirely honest with you, if you're going to use a shampoo brush for hair growth, I would not recommend using a normal shampoo. Your standard shampoo bought in the supermarkets are filled with harsh chemicals that can accelerate androgenetic alopecia and hair follicle miniaturization. Now in the ingredients, you want to pay particular attention to sodium lauryl sulfate. This is a detergent placed in standard shampoos that will wreak havoc to your hair, and it's the same one used in car washes. Instead, you want to opt for an all-natural shampoo. Your best bet is to use something with carefully selected ingredients that have been designed for those suffering with hair loss. The Hairguard caffeine shampoo would work very well with the shampoo brush, and it includes ingredients such as caffeine, oleuropein, and apple cider vinegar, which all work together to help stimulate blood flow whilst also gently cleansing the scalp and hair. And the key word here guys is gently. You can order the caffeine shampoo by clicking the link in the description. It comes with a 180-day money-back guarantee, so you can try the shampoo with the shampoo brush entirely risk-free. The second thing that the shampoo brush does is stimulate blood flow. Now, as mentioned, the shampoo brush hits two birds with one stone. Not only can you gently clean your scalp and unblock clogged pores, but you can also massage the scalp. The scalp massage is one of the most effective ways to regrow healthy hair, and it's why products like Grow Bands have been taking the hair loss community by storm and have been getting such good results. Scalp massage improves blood flow to the scalp, which means that the hair follicles will then get the nutrients required for hair growth. A study conducted by Klemp, Peters and Hanstead concluded a reduced nutritive blood flow to the hair follicles might be a significant event in the pathogenesis of early male pattern baldness. Not only does blood flow provide the nutrients to the hair follicle, but it also increases oxygen in the scalp. Now guys, why does oxygen matter? Well, DHT is the main cause of male pattern baldness. That's why people take drugs and chemicals like finasteride. Finasteride blocks DHT. Now the only issue with finasteride is that for a small pool of users, they can develop harsh side effects. Now for me personally, what really puts me off ever even trying finasteride is something called post-finasteride syndrome, or PFS. Now guys, we could make an entire video on post-finasteride syndrome. However, there is a website called the Post-Finasteride Syndrome Foundation. To quote the website, post-finasteride syndrome describes persistent sexual, neurological, physical, and mental adverse reactions in patients who have taken finasteride, a 5-alpha reductase type 2 enzyme inhibitor used to treat hair loss under the brand names Propecia or other generics, or enlarged prostate through the brand name Proscar or other generics. Now, while some people do say finasteride works well for stopping their hair loss, for me, it's just not worth the gamble. Now, that being said, there is a natural alternative. Professor Freund from the University of Arizona discovered the enzymatic conversion of testosterone to dihydrotestosterone, or DHT, is oxygen dependent. In low oxygen environments, the conversion of testosterone to dihydrotestosterone is favored, whereas in high oxygen environments, more testosterone is converted to estradiol. What Freund is saying is that if there is less oxygen in the scalp, then more testosterone is converted into dihydrotestosterone, the cause of male pattern baldness. However, if there is more oxygen in the scalp, then testosterone is converted into estradiol, which is a normal, healthy hormone. So using one of these shampoo brushes means that you can improve blood flow, which then increases nutrients and oxygen in the scalp, which helps block DHT, and they reduce side effects. The third thing that these can do is reduce scalp tension. When your scalp is tense, that means more blood flow is being restricted. So when getting your healthy hair back, you want to ensure that A, blood flow is being increased through manual stimulation, and B, scalp tension is actually being reduced. You might have heard of minoxidil already. Minoxidil is another chemical that people use to stop their hair loss. Now, interestingly, the mechanism of action is still unknown to this date. However, some people in the hair loss community believe that minoxidil works by its vasodilation effect, which is the widening of the blood vessels. Now, this would make perfect sense, because then more blood and oxygen would be delivered to the scalp. However, the problem is when you use minoxidil or finasteride for that matter, they don't address the root cause of the problem. That means that you have to stay on these chemicals for life. On the other hand, if you can address the root cause of the problem, which is scalp tension, then you get the best of both worlds. Let me explain. Male pattern baldness has a very specific pattern. It's in the name, male pattern baldness. The typical progression can be shown in the Hamilton-Norwood scale. As you can see on the screen now, it has a very specific pattern, starting at the temples and then slowly progressing to the vertex and so on. In this image, we can see the tensile force of the scalp. The lighter blue areas shows areas of high tension, and the darker blue areas show less scalp tension. And here we can see the typical pattern of male pattern baldness. The patterns are almost identical. And why exactly is that? Because scalp tension causes hair loss by blocking blood flow to those areas. So whilst the shampoo stimulates blood flow, by massaging the scalp with it, it also helps reduce scalp tension. The fourth thing that they do is break up scalp calcification and fibrosis. Most people know about DHT, and a lot of people know about improving blood flow and reducing scalp tension already. We have made an in-depth video on scalp tension before, and it has well over 150,000 views. I'll link you to that in the description for you to watch after this video. However, there is another thing that could be massively restricting blood flow to the scalp, and it's scalp calcification and fibrosis. Now bear with me for a moment because you might not have heard of this before. Fibrosis on the scalp is made up of an overaccumulation of collagen. Almost always, a balding scalp is filled with collagen and fibrosis. And the interesting thing is that it develops before hair loss occurs. That means that if your hair loss hasn't progressed yet, there could still be that buildup on your scalp. The fibrosis restricts blood flow, which, as we already know, decreases the nutrients and oxygen delivered to the scalp. In addition to fibrosis blocking blood flow, scalp calcification can also have negative implications on blood reaching the scalp. Scalp calcification is when the blood vessels underneath the scalp have an excess buildup of calcium on their walls. Now, because scalp calcification and fibrosis happens way before hair loss even occurs, it makes sense to start taking proactive actions now before it gets worse, and you can do that through using one of these shampoo brushes. Now, whilst fibrosis and scalp calcification aren't direct causes of hair loss, improving blood flow is critical to at least slow down hair loss. A shampoo brush will have some effect at breaking up the calcification and fibrosis. However, a better option for breaking up calcification and fibrosis is to use a grow band. It's easier to use and has a better effect. I've linked you to the Hairguard grow band in the description. This comes with a full 365-day money-back guarantee, so it's entirely risk-free to try along with your shampoo brush. So guys, how do you use the shampoo brush? Shampoo brushes are very simple to use, however, many people use them incorrectly. So let's look at the best practices now. Guys, don't forget you can grab one of these for just a few dollars by clicking the link in the description. Now, many people and guides on YouTube will show you to do the scalp massage whilst you're in the shower and your hair is wet. This is actually the worst time to do it, because if you do it when your hair is wet, it is more susceptible to breakage. It's a much better idea to do the actual scalp massage whilst your hair is dry, just before you apply the shampoo. So guys, before beginning your shower, you just take 5 minutes to do a thorough scalp massage. So guys, you want to take a firm grip of the shampoo brush. You then want to go across your entire scalp like this to make sure that there's blood being manually stimulated into the scalp. The bristles aren't particularly hard, so it won't be 100% effective at stimulating blood flow. It might be more effective to use a scalp invigorator at this point. Now, once you've done this, you then want to go to the balding areas of the scalp. If you aren't balding yet, let's refer back to this image of scalp tension once again. You want to focus mainly on these areas, because this is where there will be reduced blood flow and increased levels of fibrosis and calcification. So guys, push down and you'll want to apply ample pressure, and then you can loosen the scalp around like this. At a minimum, you want to spend at least 5 minutes doing this each day, 10 being more effective, and you want to do that regardless of whether you're shampooing or not. Once you've done this, you can then proceed to wash your hair in lukewarm water. Washing your hair with hot water at this point is pretty pointless. Hot water can easily dry out the scalp and accelerate hair loss. So you want to use the shampoo brush and gently rub in your shampoo across the whole scalp. Again, the Hairguard caffeine shampoo is a great product to use at this point, which I've linked in the description below. Once you finish washing your hair with the shampoo and you've rinsed it with lukewarm water, the absolute best practice is to condition your hair with something that hydrates the scalp. Keeping your scalp hydrated is very important for the health of your hair. The Hairguard Biotin conditioner has ingredients like argan oil, avocado oil and biotin, which can help hydrate the scalp and give your hair the best chance of regrowth. Then once you've done that, you want to blast your head with cold water. Now, best practices in the shower is an entire video in itself, which we have already made, and there's a lot of interesting science around it. I'll link you to that video in the description. Just for the record guys, I'm not saying that adding a shampoo brush to your hair care routine is going to instantly make you regrow your hair. However, we do understand that using a shampoo brush can help invigorate the scalp, boosting blood flow and increasing the nutrients delivered to the hair follicle. When this is done consistently, this will slow down hair loss and improve the overall health of your hair. And it's very simple and easy to do, and it's also enjoyable. So why not? You can click the video on the screen to watch the videos on shower and water temperature, and don't forget to order your shampoo brush by clicking the link in the description.